Hey guys, welcome back to AF Farms for our Haut-Beyleron Start From Scratch series. So in this series we are starting from scratch, trying to build our farm empire as we normally do. And we are playing on the base game French map, Haut-Beyleron. So we're currently underway with a harvesting contract on field 31. We have a couple of cultivating contracts underway also. So we've got one on field 11 that's about halfway done. And we've got one on field 21, which is about to come to an end very soon. So the plan is to basically get this field sorted out, get this sorghum up, get it delivered over to the farm shop, and we are still on the lookout for a hopefully a decent small to medium tractor, so we can start building out our fleet. So we've got 347,000 in the bank at the moment. That's largely due to our solar panels. So we've cycled through a few months trying to land a good used tractor. I did have two options come up, however I passed on both just because they weren't quite 100% what we were looking for. However, that's why we've been able to generate the cash that we've got. Plus we did some pretty high ticket value contracts early on with ploughing. However, I'm staying away from ploughing for the moment because it took quite a long time to complete the required contract. So if we just try and match the speed here a little bit better, that'd be good. So it looks like this trailer is going to take about 40,000 litres. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to park it here, let the combine fill up, and then we'll do a pass later on up to the sell point, which is just here in the green. Alright, this guy's nearly done, so what I might do, so I'm going to dismiss the worker, and I am going to cultivate this myself. Now, I don't normally do cultivation, as you'll probably be about to see, because I tend to not drive very straight. However, just for the sake of getting this done, because the worker will want to do a 1,000,000 turn at the bottom of the field, I can currently save on a bit of worker cost without having to worry about the worker in this case. And obviously I can turn around much quicker. So let's get this cultivator lowered. Turn around much quicker than the worker will be able to. Okay, let's get this lined up. So just line that wheel up on the... Just admire the animation here on the cultivator. Just get our soil boil happening. Very nice. So you can see there, like the amount of time I saved on that turn. So realistically, if I can turn far more sharply than the worker normally would. Yeah, look at that, that's way quicker. So we'll get this done in no time. Probably reduce my overlap actually. Probably doesn't need to be so. Okay, contract's done. So I see we've got that little notification there. There's no point doing any more than we need to. Okay, field 21 completed. So that was... so the cost of the lease and obviously the worker costs will come out. So let's collect that. I've got a ploughing contract. I mean, I said I wasn't going to do a ploughing contract again, but let's check out field 48. See how big it is. It's not huge. But I think while we've got the harvest underway, it's probably not a bad idea. I mean, we could do the potato harvest. Alright, let's just do this one because I know it'll be reasonably reliable income. Okay, so let's borrow those items. Okay. Field 48 was down the bottom of the map. Yep. So it's not far from our current location as well. Let's throw this weight on. So what do we got here? We've got the New Holland T7. Do love the New Holland blue. And what is this? The Curvitail plough? Let's just go with that. And we'll fold that. Oh, come on, buddy. What was that driving? Some people, eh? So we're entering, it looks like fall, so you can see the oak trees on our left and right are starting to change colour in their leaves. Some in particular much more than others. Which is a nice feature of the seasonal cycle. So if you weren't aware, you can have the seasonal growth calendar on, and you can also have the seasonal visual changes on as well, which is what we've got here. So you can play with either of them on or one or the other. So I quite like to have the visual change, just because it changes up the look of the map quite significantly. Alright, so this is our little field we've got to do. I mean, it's not so little now that I'm looking at it. So hopefully this is not going to take 5 hours like the other one. Okay, which way is this player going to go? Okay. Of course it went the other way altogether, but anyway. Let's try this. Oh, I've missed half of it. That was handy. Let's go over one little bit there. Okay, so our grain tank's nearly 80% full. So let's grab our... Now I'm pretty sure we've got crop destruction turned off. I mean turned on. So what I should probably do is not drive on these crops. Let's just test it out actually. Okay, interesting. Let's have a look. Crop destruction is on. Did I not drive over far enough? Is this because it's a contract? Because my understanding is if I'm doing this with crop destruction on, I should not be allowed to do this. Maybe because it's not my field. Oh well, there you go. You learn something new every day. So I think if this was our field and we were driving on it, we would definitely get crop destruction, but because this is not our field, we're basically immune. I mean, it's not super realistic, but I understand that if you were, say, playing multiplayer, you wouldn't want people driving on your crops just to troll you and destroy your stuff. That'd be very annoying. Yeah, I'm just going to wait till we get a full load here. How are we travelling here? So that's about probably half the field. So I reckon if I do a trip. Yeah, let's just go and do... So even if I do make 2 trips overall, I reckon by the time I get back, we should be good to go. Okay, so which way are we going to go? Up to this sell point. So, yeah. I think this probably makes sense to basically do it this way. because we probably need to do 2 trips anyway. But you can really feel the weight in this. I'm just taking the cabin view. Peak hour in Haut-Beyleron right here. It's actually this road coming up on the left, which always has a ton of cars. Yeah, not today. It's made a liar out of me, anyway. So it just gives us an excuse to drive through some of these parts of the town I haven't driven through yet. So I do like the medieval-ish sort of, not medieval, but the rustic sort of French. That's actually an aqueduct to our right. That is very cool. Okay, I didn't actually notice that before. Oh, come on, Valtra, up the hill. Oh, did I turn cruise control off? Oh, you numpty. And of course this is the steepest part of the farm, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut across this field. So it's a little bit flatter, and we actually need to go down this way instead of up the way I was going. There we go, got our speed back up. Nice. So like I was saying last episode, I've turned up the vocal mix a little bit so the tractors are a bit more prominent in their sound. So just to showcase the sound a little bit more. Alright. So we should just be able to drive in here. Dump this load. Hopefully we don't hit the roof, which I think we're about to. Yeah. It's got some sort of ability to penetrate the roof and not have an issue. Good to know. Alright, let's head on back down to field 30, whatever it was. Yeah, there's our other worker. How much is that? What got left? About a quarter. So we're going to have a look at this aqueduct actually on the way through. So it looks like it's somewhat primitive in design. So you can see it there. It's probably a collectible down there, to be truth be told. And then it drains into the river, as you can see there, and among the trees. Very cool. Oops, hit the bollard. Animal dealer to our right. Yep. It'd be really cool if the animal dealers actually had animals out the front. Just to add to the immersion. Obviously it's a stockyard, so if you're going to go and buy animals at a stockyard, you'd think you'd have animals on display outside. But I think that's just a bit of a limitation with the current capabilities of the game, let's say. I'm sure for the next main title we're going to get a bit of an immersion boost. And I guess that's the challenge with PC and console. Because if you just made a game just for PC, then you really could make it as grand and epic as you wanted, because there's really theoretically no limitations to what the game can handle graphically and processing wise. However, PS5, Xbox, they are a little bit limited in comparison, so it makes sense that there's a slight downgrade in features. Sort of holds it back a little bit, you could argue, but it's 50% of the player base really. So, and it's always been a PC console trade-off. Doesn't matter what game you are playing or interested in. Okay, so this guy is probably getting pretty close to being finished. Okay, this guy's full again. This is actually perfect timing, getting back here to unload. Now I've got crop destruction turned on, as we talked about before, so if you're just joining us. However, because we don't own the field, we can drive on the crop. Which I didn't know before, but now I do. So we're probably get about 8,000 litres here, I'd imagine. Maybe more. Got a decent grain tank on the Fendt. 7T, the 7T might be, yeah, 12.5. There we go. I was going to say close to 15 perhaps. This guy is sort of centrally located. Okay, plan contract. Let's check on our contract status. So field 11 will be the next one to come. I think we've got to do 90%, so just leave these guys to do their thing for a little bit, and then we'll come back and check in and go from there. Alright, our harvester is nearly full again, so let's do a quick unload on the go, just so he doesn't have to pause again. 33% on our trailer, so we should be able to get a full load up to the sell point as required. Try and get as much in as possible here. Alright, so we'll let him do the rest. What are you doing, my friend? So it looks like he was just about to do a rerun there. When I say a rerun, go back to the start of the other run just before. So we should be able to get this whole row here, to be honest. Yep. Alright, we are done with that harvest. Okay, so let's get this load up to the shop for sale. It looks like our contract on field 11 is finished as well, so what I will do, so I might get the, actually no, I'm not gonna, I'm gonna drive this up myself because I don't want to crash it. So sometimes what I would do is I'd get the AI to drive it up there. However, I don't want to run the risk of having an issue losing this load, because then that'll ruin the contract and all the work that we've done up until this point would be pointless. So what I'm going to do is I'll drive this up and then we should be able to collect a few contracts. The ploughing contract is still probably underway, so we won't be able to get that one done. But we may have a look at doing one of the baling contracts. We'll see. We'll see how we go. So this time I will turn right and go under the other side of the bridge. just because it's not as steep. It's a little bit more easy to manage. Alright, cruise control on. It's a relatively short trip, so you can definitely feel the weight in this thing. It's slowed down significantly. Alright, we're starting to flatten out here, so we should be right. Cool trailer too, Michelin branded Crampy. I think that's how you say it, Crampy, Cramp. Alright, last load, so 2 loads in total. So 30% on our ploughing contract on field 48. Okay, so this will clip into the roof, but doesn't seem to matter. I mean, I'm glad it doesn't matter, because this trailer would be having an absolute fit if that was the case. Oh, so we get money for that harvest income too. There you go. So not only do we get the money for the contract, we also get the money for selling the crop as well. Interesting. Okay, let's collect that one and collect that one. Let's go and check out income so far. So 3,400 in wage payments, 12,870 in contract income. So we made about 9 grand out of that. Fertilizer costs of 1920. Oh, did I? Oh, that was silly. So when I collected the fertilizer contract from before, I still had fertilizer left over in the spreader, which I should have driven back to the shop, unloaded the fertilizer, and then to be reused later on. Oh, that's a bit silly, because I didn't use very much of that fertilizer at all. That was a bit of a silly decision there. Alright, how much is our loan? 200,000, so let's repay some of that actually. You know, we could probably repay the whole lot, to be honest. So we've got 100. So we've gone from having 300,000 in cash to getting rid of our loan. So the loan's gone. Happy with that. Okay, this guy's going to plow. So we're going to be here for a little while just yet. Let's see if we've got any other contracts we can do. We've got a potato harvest. It's going to take a while. Baling. Field 7. Field 2. Let's have a look at field 2. Oh, field 2 is miles away. So there's going to be a fair amount of transport involved in that. Field 7. So field 7. Oh, field 7's pretty small. So what are the options for transporting the bales? That's what I'm interested in seeing. So we've got we've got to use a front load attachment, it looks like. And we've got to take it to the livestock market. So there's a fair bit of transport involved. I mean, we could do this potato harvest, but I'm worried it's going to take a long time, because you do get a lot of yield out of potatoes, so it could be quite time consuming. Or all we'll do is we'll let this guy finish off this field, and then we'll collect the contract. Then what we might do is we might sleep again, try and secure some used vehicles, if we haven't got any available right now, which I don't think we do. Yeah, so we've still got the sugarcane trailer and the Titan Draper header, which I do quite like actually. So for when we do have a combine, that wouldn't be a bad option for header, but I think we're too early in our playthrough to grab something like that now, so I think I'll pass on that and we'll continue on with this play on contract, and then we'll come back in for the next episode. So thanks for watching guys, really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one, and bye for now.